I wanted to briefly touch on one other example of your research directly impacting policy. And in 1994, you published an extended work called Investing in All the People, educating women in developing countries about the paramount importance of improving women's education globally. And beyond relating to issues of diversity and equity that might come up in a few minutes when we move to the purpose and social function of universities, I think this text is a great example of how research can impact policy. Can you lay out just how the ideas here are connected?
My research assistance on that paper was a then very young woman who had recently graduated from Harvard named Sheryl Sandberg. And I looked at the impact of primary education of girls and looked at countries where the gender gap in education was small versus countries where the gender gap in primary education was large. And the conclusion was very strong, both from direct studies within countries that compared villages and from analysis across countries, that where girls were better educated in the previous generation, in this generation, families were healthier, happier, and smaller, and that prosperity came to a greater extent, and that reflected the fact that women were more empowered when they had been educated as girls, and that made them better mothers, that made them better contributors to the economy, that made them better stewards of land, who were less likely to over farm it, and that led them to contribute to societies that then did more for the next generation of children. And so the conclusion of that research was that educating girls was probably the highest return investment available in the developing world at that time. And I think it's fair to say that that research was part of a process that led to a substantial orientation in World Bank and other development agency programs towards investment in primary education in general and in the investment in girls in particular. And I think what we found in that research echoed what many, many people believed, but the discovery of that in a rigorous analytical way, coming from a source that was seen as rather technocratic and growth oriented rather than unnatural to come with feminist conclusions, gave the research substantial extra weight in terms of the policy process. And so I'm proud to have been part of that research.